Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Nerds with Chainsaws podcast with your host, me, Brett Drogemeyer, and Dalton Wright.
Howdy, howdy.
Today, we don't know what we're talking about. Again, it's fine. We have a general idea. We're probably going to talk about some more video games carrying over from last time. We might get into some motorcycles and stuff like that, but who knows? We'll just kind of see how the day goes. It's been a long fucking day for me, so I'm just kind of ready to crack this beer I have sitting here and fucking call it a day.
Honestly, I'd be sitting over. I fell asleep actually for a couple of seconds at work before I came home.
Oh God,
It was like, go ahead.
I was like, I wish I could have fell asleep at work. Oh my God, it was a long fucking day.
See, I just do it to myself. I've been staying up way too late, and it was like 15 minutes before it was clock out time, and I was just fighting it, and I think I was out for a few seconds because a sub came up to the CCU door and started talking to me, and I just fucking snapped away. I was like, "Oh God, yeah, I was coming." Did totally didn't see me sleeping there, did you?
Oh, that's pretty good.
So I'm pretty tired, but we're good.
Yeah,
Tired for a different reason.
I had two fucking water leaks to fix today. One of them's been leaking for over a year, and we finally got that fixed. It wouldn't have been leaking for over a year if they actually had a decent water department. As I mentioned last time, they fired basically the entire crew, so it's me and my boss now, and that's it. So we got that fixed, and we actually fixed another one. So we fixed 2 leaks in one day, which is more than the previous department has done in like the last 6 months. So that's pretty good.
Sounds like there was a reason they were fired.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get to the beers. Go ahead, Dalton. What do you got?
I have the last, probably forever, Hogarden. I had one more sitting in the back of the fridge, I guess.
That's 3 weeks in a row with the hose.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right, but I probably won't be buying it again. We just bought it for the funny name.
Just for the fun of it, yeah.
Next week we'll have something new. I'll hit up the liquor store. I'll find something.
Something fancy.
I'll find something I've never had before. Try to find something you've never heard of before.
Good shit. I am drinking a Colorado native amber lager. Another one that is only available in Colorado, also made by Coors, or I guess AC Golden. Or actually, I think it's not AC Golden anymore. I think Colorado Native is their own like little sub brand. But yeah, these are pretty good.
It's funny that you keep having the Colorado beers because I be opening mine with a Pikes Peak bottle opener.
Hell yeah. This actually says Pikes Peak on the can right here. Pikes Peak. 14,000.
Pick mine up from the trip I took with my dad. We might be going back up this year. We're not quite sure. He wants to do a trip every summer, which I'm down for. But we're like, where do we go? And he's like, I'd be fine going back to fucking Pikes Peak. He's like, there's still a bunch we didn't do. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
I was like, that's what I want to do for my bachelor party is go ride Pikes Peak. And I was thinking about it, I was like, man, we really should have like just our group get together and go do like a fucking trip like once a year. But
it would be nice.
But you know how that goes with like the camping trips we are supposed to have every year that only happen once every like 3 years or something like that.
Yeah. Well, just getting that many people at this point in our lives to have the same time off is just really hard.
It kind of sucks because it shouldn't be that hard. I understand.
Well,
yeah.
Like, the reason it is because everybody's... At this point, we're trying to swap into our actual careers. We're trying to figure out what we're doing for the rest of our lives. So all of our schedules are just fucking everywhere.
I think here in a couple years, when everyone's like got their career job, has some time off built up, it'll be a little bit easier to actually
Oh, for sure.
get trips like that accomplished.
Because I mean, like, you were a part of it. Just trying to get that fucking ski trip was a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah, it was. Which for next year now, I should be good to go. I got my fucking vacation time. I can do it. It should be good.
So I think next year's ski trip will just be the boys.
Just the boys.
Just the boys.
Man, we're gonna have. I don't know when the ski trip would be, if it's like February again or whatever, but we're gonna have like the boys fucking ski trip, and then like a couple months later we're gonna have the boys fucking my bachelor party.
Hell yeah. Dude, I fucking love Colorado. I'll go to Colorado for any reason. If someone's just like, hey, you wanna go up to Colorado to see fucking Meow Wolf or something, like, yeah, I wanna go.
Dude, I love going to Colorado, but holy shit, it's a fucking drive now.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, God. Wait, so I went on a bachelor party with one of my other friends to Colorado. Like I think it was the week before you guys went on your ski trip.
Mm-hmm.
And good lord, that drive fucking sucked. Because we went to Breckenridge. I'm trying to see how.
Yeah, that's where Ethan's family went on their trip here a couple weeks ago.
Breckenridge is a really cool town. I really like Breckenridge.
It's very touristy.
It is very touristy, but it's still a cool town.
It is. That's it's a nice place to be. Any of those mountain towns, I just love being up in the mountains.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it was an 11-hour drive. That was not fun.
Yikes.
And we decided to drive up.
Did it all at once?
Not all at once. We stopped in Golden and did the little brewery tour first at the Coors place, and then we continued. I also stayed one night in Dodge, so it was broken up a little bit, but it was still a long fucking drive. The last day coming back, I actually did, nonstop 11 hours from Breckenridge back to my house.
That sounds awful.
It was not fun. I was very tired.
And you actually answered my question inadvertently, because you cut out pretty hard there. You just came back and it was just, and we did this.
Yeah, my internet's being stupid again for some reason. I apologize.
Yeah, you keep cutting out for a bit.
I'm letting the ping out the window.
You are. You gotta crawl that ping back.
Anyway, what was your thing that I inadvertently answered?
Oh, I just asked. I was like, "Did you make that drive and all at once, just straight 11 hours?" And you came back and you were like, "Oh, but I did stay at Dodge." I'm like, "Oh, cool." Well, I didn't hear the initial answer, but I got it now.
Yeah, we stayed at Dodge I stayed at Dodge the first night, and then after that, we stopped at Golden for a little while, did the brewery tour, and then continued up to Breckenridge in the middle of a fucking blizzard. We definitely broke the law, 100%. They had the fucking chain laws in effect, or four-wheel drive with winter tires only, and we were driving a fucking minivan with summer tires. That was not fun at all.
Yeah, that was on our trip. Blade was he was back and forth between taking his car, and it's just a Toyota Corolla, so it's not all-wheel drive. And he finally decided against it, and as we were making our way up to our cabin up in the middle of fucking nowhere, a little bit past Blackhawk, there's signs that say from this point on, all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or chains only. And I was like, well, guess it's a good thing Blade didn't take his fucking Corolla. Not that he would ever get in trouble anyway, but there do be a sign that say you can't have it.
Well, that was like we were trying to decide whether or not to take my truck, and I was like, we're like, oh, we'll beat the storm. We'll get up there before it starts snowing real good. Yeah, that didn't end up happening. I really wish we would have taken my truck, because one of the other guys that was up there had it was like the exact same truck as me, just like a couple years newer, and he was driving around like it was no fucking problem whatsoever. Meanwhile, us in the minivan are like sliding sideways down a hill, trying not to die.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It was a fun trip, though. But yeah,
I will say. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go for it. I was gonna switch topics.
I was gonna say just before we switch topics here that if anybody is going up to Colorado and you're in the Blackhawk area, even if you're not somebody that's a gambler or likes casinos, give the restaurant, I believe it was called 24/7. It's in the Monarch Casino. It's on the second floor. You have to walk through a decent bit of the actual casino floor to get to it. But just persevere if you're not having a good time seeing all the flashing lights. Get back to that restaurant. Because that was surprisingly one of the best brisket sandwiches I have ever had in my life. It was so fucking good.
Dude,
I would happily pay the price for it again.
Casino food is usually really good because they want you to stay there and spend even more money gambling.
Well, they do that with their alcohol, but I kind of figured the fucking casino restaurant food would be pretty mediocre, just average at best. But fuck, that was a good sandwich.
It's like I know even the food at like Dodge City's casino is pretty good.
See, we didn't get the chance to hit up was it just Fireside side of theirs? I think Fireside. One of those.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But we didn't get the chance to hit that up when we were there because they were closed for the lunch service.
Yeah. It's like
any hoozles.
Yeah. It's like the place we ate at, someone got fucking murdered in front of, like, not that long ago. In Dodge, yeah.
Well, it is Dodge City.
Yeah.
That's to be expected.
It's like
the phrase "get the hell out of Dodge" exists for a reason.
Yeah. But anyway, like I was saying, for my bachelor party, I want to ride Pikes Peak, but I want to do it on a new motorcycle. I'm hoping I can save up enough money to get it in time. It's like I really, really want a fucking one of the new Yamahas, the new Yamaha Sports Tour. I think it's sweet.
Not the Tracers, no.
Yes.
Oh, it is a Tracer?
Yep, the Tracer 9 GT Plus. I really fucking want that thing.
The Tracer 9 was something my dad brought to me at one point. It's just not the style I want, because the Tracer... Well, I think the Tracer 9 has the exact same engine as the MT-09.
Yes, it does.
If I remember right. It's the same engine put on a tourer platform.
Yeah, it has the MT-09 powertrain and all that. And then they just add a whole bunch of fucking cool-ass added features to it. Like it had... I think it's It's the first bike with like radar cruise control and radar assisted braking and a whole bunch of other fucking dope ass shit.
I'll say my dad's new uh, Duke 1290 GT. It's got just legitimate normal ass cruise control, not just a throttle lock. I'm like, that's so dumb. That'd be so nice to have.
That's really what I want. I was like, I want something that I can still has saddlebags, because I fucking love the saddlebags on my V Star.
Bags are nice.
I was like, I need something that has enough storage I can take shit to work in it, and I also want something that has like the performance still, something that's gonna be fun to ride. And I think that one fits the bill pretty well, especially for the price point. It's only like, I think the MSRP is like 16.5 or something like that, and honestly, for all the fucking features that bike has on it, that's a pretty decent price.
What was the price? You cut out just
16.5, I think, is what it is.
16. Damn. Yeah, because my dad was looking at the tracers at one point. He was like, this is kind of what I'm wanting. So he's looking at the tracers. He was looking at BMW Sports Tourer, Ducati Sports Tourer, and KTM's big Sports Tourer. And ultimately, for price and features, he settled on the KTM being what he could go with. And so far, he's loving it.
I was like, how long has he had that for? Because the last I heard is he was gonna sell the Kawasaki. I didn't hear what he was ever getting.
So he's had that 1290 Super Duke GT for probably month and a half at most. So he's barely in the break-in period still. I think he's got like another 30 to 50 miles left before the break-in's over. So it's still a fresh bike to him. He's still learning all of its features, but it's got so much shit to it, dude. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I was trying to get the fuck. It must not be just me who's having issues with my internet, because even on fucking cell service, I can't get anything to fucking load right now. I was trying to pull up all the shit the Tracer 9 had, but I fucking can't get it to go. But I know.
Well, while you're attempting to do that, I thought it was really funny that you said the Tracer 9 is what you want, because the MT09 is what I'm looking at getting.
I was like, you don't have to commute fucking 30 minutes on the highway every day to go to work if you wanted to take your bike to work. So the MT09 would be a better option for you. But for me, having to commute on the highway every single day, something with a little more wind protection is nice. And, you can always drop the fucking bags, and it's basically the exact same bike.
Man, your shit is struggling, brother.
Yeah, I know. I do not know why. I bet I sound like a fucking robot to you.
Yeah, it's just kind of... It's got its moments, that's for sure.
Well, it's like sometimes I'm getting, like, ping-wise, sometimes I'm getting, like, 30 milliseconds, and then it goes up to, like, 3,000 milliseconds. Like right there.
Hopefully I still come over, like, pretty clear and solid for the recording, because obviously yours will.
I was like, you sound perfectly fine. I was like, I haven't had it drop you at all, so that's been good.
So it'll sound better to the listener than it does for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep cutting out.
Oh, the joys of living in the middle of fucking nowhere.
It'll get better.
I was like, I've been meaning to like actually put our Wi-Fi router where it's supposed to be. I'm guessing that's probably part of the issue we're having.
Possibly.
I was like, right now it's kind of hid back in a corner and doesn't doesn't fucking transmit very well. I was like, these routers are supposed to have like their square footage range is supposed to be like twice the size of my house with one of them, and I have two of them, and I'm like barely getting a fucking connection on the second one.
Yeah, we had to get a bit of a like special edition. I don't know if I'd call it a booster, but it does something that I really Jesus Christ words, fuck, I have not stuttered this hard in a while. It's called a Euro, and I had to get it. The Wi-Fi would not reach upstairs through these walls and shit in this apartment, so I could not get Wi-Fi to my PC. So I have to pay like 10 extra bucks a month or something like that to have this Euro in my house that makes my signal a hell of a lot better, and I can control it from my phone. So that's pretty nice.
That's cool.
It's got ad block. I can ad block every device in this house with it.
That would be very nice to have. I'm sure.
It's pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure I can do that on mine. I have the Google Wi-Fi routers, and they work pretty good if I can get them to, you know,
to work right.
It's a mesh network. So if I can get them to actually mesh with a good mesh connection, they work fantastic. It's just getting that mesh connection. You have to get them set in like just the right place to get them to work.
Hey, fair enough.
I might have fixed it now. Actually, I just moved some shit and it hasn't dropped since.
So yeah, you've been holding steady for a bit.
Yeah. I had to move my little Lego bulldozer I just built and put in front of it. I think that was blocking the signal.
Bro, if that fucking tiny ass Lego was blocking the signal, you got some issues.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it was that just because that's funny. It probably wasn't though.
That is a funny reason for it to happen.
Let's see if I can pull up the fucking specs real quick now. Yep, fucking loads right away, of course.
That's funny.
It was the little bulldozer. That's fucking hilarious.
That's what we're going with. First answer, best answer.
Yep. Anyway, so this bike has a full TFT display that links with your phone. Fucking nice. It has the electric suspension, the semi-active suspension, so it'll like automatically adjust to the weight you put on it and keep it perfectly balanced. And you can also go in and make the suspension stiffer if you're doing like racing stuff, or if you're touring, you can make it softer, which is really fucking cool. It has a adaptive cruise control, fucking quick shifter, all the cool stuff from the MT-09. It has cornering lights, fucking shit ton of wind protection, adjustable riding positions. You can actually adjust the bar. Like the bars have two different positions. You can get the seat. It comes with two different seats. It comes with like a high seat and a low seat. And you can adjust the pegs too, which is really cool. What other cool shits does this thing got? It's got a shit ton of riding modes. It's got 6-axis fucking like traction and power control. And so it can tell if you're in like a corner or something and adjust accordingly.
Yeah, so far this all sounds like pretty much all the same stuff that's on that KTM, which is probably why my dad was looking at the Tracer.
I was like, it's for like the super super top of the line like sport tour bikes. Most of that stuff's fairly standard. The
Yeah.
fucking radar adaptive cruise control is really the standout one that this one has that a lot of the other ones don't.
So I think the reason he chose with the KTM, he said, was because of all the electronics in it. He's like, KTM, for all the, like, memed about mechanical issues that they can have, he's like, they are, like, the industry leader of putting electronics in fucking motorcycles. So he just showed me all the stuff it has, and it was just mind-boggling. The radar cruise control may not be on there. I have no idea, but it has some form of just normal cruise control that isn't a throttle lock.
Yeah. I don't know if it is the first bike to have it or not, but I know it's the first
It
one
very
with
well
like
could
a.
be.
It's the first. I know for a fact it's the first one with a radar assisted braking.
That's cool.
So like if someone slams on the brakes and you're not fucking paying attention, it'll hit them for you.
That's cool, but I feel like that'd be a little dangerous on a bike.
I don't think it's like it'll fucking slam the brakes and like throw you off kind of hard. I think it's more of like it'll start slowing down, hopefully enough to get your fucking attention.
Gotcha.
And
Because my car has that. Like cars
yeah,
have that, and it brakes pretty fucking hard.
a car's a little different. You're in a nice little protective box. It's like on top of that, on top of all those features, I also just really like how it fucking looks. I think it's a sick looking bike,
It'd definitely be a cool bike to have.
and I also like the price. It's like,
The entire reason I really want the MT-09 is because of that triple. Nobody does triple engines really, triple
yeah,
cylinder engines anymore, and anywhere online that you read about these bikes, everybody raves about that Yamaha triple on the MT and the Tracer 9. They're like, they just keep talking about that engine, and so it has to be a hell of an engine, right? Like, even if I don't like the MT for that long, I can at least say I drove it, that I had some time with it. Sounds fucking cool.
I was like, they sound so good.
It is a mean sounding bike.
890cc liquid cooled dual overhead cam, inline 3-cylinder with 4 valves per cylinder.
It is a raved about engine. People buy these bikes strictly for that triple. That's why I want one.
And that's kind of the other thing I like about the Tracer is it has the MT-09 engine, which is a good proven engine. It's been around for several years, and I've never really heard anyone have any issues with it.
Nah, people just love that thing, and it is so torquey. Now, yes, that has some. Your gearing has some things to do with that, so your sport tour may not be quite as torquey as the standard bike is, but it's gonna still have some torque.
That's what I was trying to find, but I don't think I can see it. I was like, I don't know if they are actually geared the same or not.
I would imagine they'd have to be geared a little different.
Yeah, this one might have the last gear might be a little longer for like highway cruising, but I don't know. They probably are geared a little bit differently, but it's pretty much the same bike. They just fucking changed the suspension and added some bags and some wind protection and a whole bunch of fancy electronics.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just tour MT.
I was like, originally I was really looking at Kawasaki's Versys 1000, but fuck. For I think the Versys 1000 is like almost $20,000 MSRP, and it didn't have like half the features that this one has. I was like, God damn, that's just kind of stupid to go and get one of those.
Well, Cowie's not really how do you say, renowned for their sport tours. If you're going for a Kawasaki sport tour, you're going for an H2 SXSE.
and I really have no interest in that bike because that one is even more expensive.
And will kill you.
Yeah, the Versys 1000 MSRP is $19,000.
You don't go to Cowie for sports tours. It's not really their big market.
No, not really.
I think the Versys is probably a pretty good bike, but it's not top of the class by any means.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard too. Is it's a very good bike, but it's just you can get better things for cheaper.
Yeah.
It's like even the used Versys 1000s are still are right around the same price, maybe like a little bit under than a fucking brand new 0 miles Tracer 9. It's like, which one would you rather get?
Cowie's known for their sport bikes, naked bikes, and their freaking dual sports sumos. The KLR 650 is just of a class of its own.
Fucking KLR hasn't changed in decades.
Because it hasn't needed to.
It hasn't needed to.
It's had one roll to fill, and it has filled it perfectly for the last, 35 years. So why change it? Just release new colors every 5 years and call it new.
Yeah, pretty much. Kawasaki really doesn't do very many touring oriented bikes. They have their big cruiser ones, but that's about it.
Oh yeah, I guess the Vulcan market is, I guess, a pretty big market.
Yeah, they have the Vulcan Voyager and that's about it. For the big long distance cross country touring stuff.
Also, I know you were never a huge fan of the Vulcan S since it's just a Ninja 650 engine, but I really liked that orange cafe one from 2017. Oh, it looks so good.
It's not a bad bike, but if you're gonna get a fucking Ninja 650 engine, just get a Ninja 650.
Which is
a Z650.
Point.
If you want the neutral riding position, get a Z650.
But this is a relaxed riding position.
Oh, it's not that much different. And you'll be able to corner a hell of a lot better.
God, but that cafe cowl, oh, it looks so good.
I will agree with you. It was a very nice looking bike.
But it's not going to be the cruiser I get. As much as I like the look of it, it won't be the cruiser I get. It's underpowered for that.
What cruiser are you looking at?
Well, right now I'm not really looking at a cruiser.
I know you're not looking at one, but eventually, what are you kind of looking for? When you have a shitload of money and you can just buy one of every type of bike.
Well, I don't know if I get a cruiser or if I'd try to get a nice sports tourer. Because sports tourers are pretty comfy to sit on still. And the big thing I'd get a cruiser for is the more comfy back seat for Cass. And I think the sports tourer will probably do the job just fine.
Yeah, that was the other reason why I was looking at a sports tourer. Was and I can also take passengers a little more comfortably than on a fucking sport bike.
Yeah, that's half of the reason for getting the MT, although the MT 09's backseat still really ain't that great, but at least it's not putting her a full foot above me and leaning her forward. she'll sit neutral now.
Yeah,
It's a little bit bigger of a seat than what you currently got, but it's still not gonna be the most comfy thing in the world.
it's like a riding passenger on the Z125 isn't really that bad. The bike fucking struggles hardcore because it only has 9 horsepower, but
I was gonna say it is bad because the bike don't go very fast now.
the the bike hates it, but it's really not that uncomfortable for the passenger.
The bike struggles. Unless you're carrying a kid.
Yeah. Well, that's about the right size for that bike, is having a kid riding it.
Yeah, that's fair. But it's a fun bike just to pin around.
It is a very fun little bike to have. That's why I don't ever really plan on getting rid of it. I was like, and I knew that when I bought it too. I'm like, this is not going to be my like fucking forever bike. This is it's not going to be the only thing I ever have. But I don't ever think I'm probably going to get rid of this thing.
I'll try as hard as I can to get my future offspring to enjoy motorcycling, and Z125 is probably what I'm going to try to start them on.
It's a good bike.
Unless they want to start like way earlier, and I'll get them one of them like little kiddie 50cc dirt bikes.
I'll keep the fucking my Z around for your kids. Be like, I learned on this motherfucker. You have to learn on this motherfucker.
It's the family learner bike.
That's the other reason I kept it around. It's like, it's really good to teach people on because it's tiny and unintimidating, and it's been dropped so many times. It's like, hey, if you fucking tip over, who gives a shit?
So you, pretty much all of us have rode the Z at this point.
I'm pretty sure just about everyone except Lucas has, like, their first ride was on the Z.
I think you're right.
I know Ethan's first time was on the Z. I know your first time was on the Z.
Your first time was on the Z.
My first time was on the Z. Yeah, my first time was on the Z with fucking 6 miles on it because I bought it brand new and had never rid a motorcycle in my life. Hadn't even fucking touched one. I was like, I can't.
Your Cassie's first time was on the Z.
Yeah. Was Blade's first time on the Z, or did his dad had bikes before that?
His dad had bikes, but Fred never drove any of them. I think the first time driving one was the Z.
I was like, Cassie learned on the Z. It's like the thing's taught a lot of people how to ride, at least the basics anyway.
How to scoot about.
It's a fun little bike.
My dad doesn't see the point in it, but I can tell you, like, it looks dumb, but when you ride one, you realize the only way to actually ride it and be going the speed of traffic is to fucking pin it everywhere, and that's just fun.
Yeah, it's ridiculously fun to be able to gun it full throttle through all 4 gears that it has and still not be speeding.
Fucking 4 gears.
It's 4 whole gears.
That's so funny to me, because I got 6 now, and I can't reach 6th.
Yeah. It's like, why pay for gears you aren't going to use?
When you can go a whole 54 mile an hour redlining.
I can't remember its top speed with me on it.
Barely able to go interstate.
I think it's... No, it can... It's six. I think it's like 6... Is it 60? It's like 6...
Well, isn't 65 the bare minimum for interstate?
No, it's 55, I'm pretty sure. I was trying to remember what its top speed was. I think, like, flat out 4th gear redline, it can go, like, 65 or something like that, maybe.
Downhill, wind on the back with a light rider.
Because I know riding it to, like, fucking Ellis and back, it's, like, pretty much pinned the entire time in 4th gear.
Yeah, and it was really funny watching you pass us.
Yeah, as slow as possible.
Because you could hear it coming from behind you with that fucking lawnmower engine and that goddamn
Fucking angry lawnmower.
that goddamn M4 you put on there. And we just look behind us and you're gaining like an inch every 3 seconds. And it's like, oh, come on now.
Full tuck. Like, trying to stay out of the wind as much as possible.
You can do it.
It's just a stupid, fun little bike to have around town, though.
I would recommend it. It's a fun bike and they're cheap.
They're super cheap, too.
Like 3,700, brand new.
Z125 Pro is $3,650 MSRP.
Ew, I was right. Let's go. I ain't even on Google. That was just off the noggin.
Fuel injected 125cc engine, 4-speed manual transmission, offset layout, single shock, digital LCD screen. I don't have that. Did they update it?
I would hope. I would hope they update it occasionally.
Oh no, that is the one I have. Nope, they haven't. They literally haven't changed it at all since it was introduced in 2017. Other than colors.
Oh, I guess we go back to the KLR model. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean, to be honest, there really isn't a whole lot they can fucking change on it to make it much better.
Oh, it doesn't always have to be about making it better, just changing the style of it, changing up some fender look.
But you got to think you can also keep the cost incredibly low by not changing it at all because you don't have to retool anything at the factory.
Yeah,
so it has its benefits not changing.
That's fair.
Kawasaki, new rider friendly. 100% agree. It's a good old bike.
Man, I'm just... Fuck, that's loud. I'm just scrolling through some old Steam games here, and I just hit 100 hours in Helldivers.
I don't think I'm quite there yet. I have 4 hours in content warning.
4 hours.
I still have 90 hours in Helldivers.
I'm at 100.3. And I have 2.7 hours in content warning.
Content warning is a fun game. I guess we'll transition over back to games now.
Yeah, why not?
It's like content warning's been ridiculously fun. Just the sheer amount of dumb shit that can happen while recording a fake YouTube video is hilarious.
Same thing about fake. You can just download this shit to
That's
your
true.
desktop
You can
and
make it
put
a
it
real
on YouTube.
Yeah, you can make it a full YouTube video if you really want to.
Hey, yo, fucking Ultra Kill got an update too.
The hell's that?
Dude, Ultra Kill will piss you off. It's a movement shooter, so think Doom, but like way harder. I mean way harder.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, I'm looking at the trailer right now. What the fuck?
I've only played it for 3 hours, but yeah, I haven't even gotten to chapter 2 yet.
This game looks
It
fucking insane.
There's a fucking boss at the end of chapter 1, and its name is V2. And V2 is literally just you. It is your exact player model, just red. It has all of the weapons and abilities up to that point that you also have. Just as fast as you, has the exact same movement as you. Just better than you are in every single way. The only thing he can't do is parry, which that would be a fucking nightmare if he could. It took of those 3 hours. I think 2 of those hours alone were just trying to beat V2.
Dang.
It is a goddamn nightmare playing that game. As a YouTuber that I watched, Maxor, explained it. He's actually why I fucking bought this game and subjected myself to hell. Literally, the game takes place in hell. This is the first game meant to be played in your peripheral vision. Because trying to keep the bosses in the middle of your screen is suboptimal. Because you're not going to be able to. You have to fight them with your peripherals. That's just how fast the game is.
Just looking at the fucking Steam charts for top sellers right now, and fucking half of them are Fallout. No, half of them are Fallout.
Oh,
because of the new show that came out.
so is Fallout on sale then?
Fallout 4 is 75% off.
It's $5.
Yep. Fallout 76 is 80% off, which I've heard they've like actually kind of fixed now. It's like actually a decent game now. Fallout 4.
Hey, guess what I own?
Fallout 4 now. You should.
I already have it for Xbox One, but in fact, I want it on PC. I want to be able to mod this thing.
Just got the franchise bundle. That's only $55 right now. It's usually $255 or $244.
But what if I already own a couple of them though?
Buy them again. Actually, I think it discounts them. It'll prorate it.
Like I already own Fallout. I own the original Fallout, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas already on here.
I don't know. I never liked playing Fallout.
No?
I just didn't enjoy it. Not my kind of game. I really like... I don't know. I just don't like playing it for some reason. I really like the story, but I just cannot stand playing it.
Did you like any of the Elder Scrolls games?
No. I've never bought a single one of them.
Maybe it's just Bethesda. Maybe you just don't like Bethesda.
Just their style of games, I don't know. I really like the story in like all of the games. I just don't like playing them for some reason. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on why, but it just doesn't work for me.
Hey, fair enough. I mean, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas had a mechanic I really didn't like, which was fixed in Fallout 4, which is the whole, where you aim is not where you're actually going to shoot. That was really fucking annoying to get used to. It's supposed to encourage you using the VAT system more, but it just became annoying.
Yeah, I can see how that would be annoying.
I'm actually currently reinstalling due to some nostalgia here. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Fucking what?
That's the response I expected to hear. Ty was not that super well known of a game, but it is that is my childhood. That was one of my first games I ever played. It was Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, where, you guessed it, you play as a Tasmanian tiger named Ty. You fight frail lizards for some reason. Like that's the main antagonist, or fucking frill lizards. And your weapon is boomerangs. You just throw boomerangs at lizards. Sometimes the boomerangs are on fire, sometimes they're made of ice, sometimes they're snipers. Don't ask questions. But I saw a video over this, like a dude speedrunning it, and I was like, oh fuck, I want to play Tasmanian Tiger again. So I also busted out my PS2 and cranked out the likes of Pac-Man World 2. Excellent game. I busted out Lego Racers. Again,
Oh, I
excellent
forgot.
game.
I forgot about that game.
Lego Racers is the fucking best. If your car breaks and you have speed boost saved up, you can use speed boost while running on foot and your person just farts fire out. It's hilarious. And I also busted out, if you know this one, you're a real one, Spy Hunter.
I don't know that one.
Spy Hunter was another one of those sleeper hits because the PS2 had so many goddamn games. The entire thing is vehicle combat. You're a fancy spy car with a bunch of weapons and gadgets on it, and you're trying to take down a evil terrorist organization. And everything's fought from your vehicle, but the car can transform into a boat for water, a jet boat. And if you take too much damage, your car just disintegrates, and you become a motorcycle that can turn into a jet ski.
Well, that's fucking cool.
It is one of the best games I've ever played. Even to this day, it still just holds up. It's great.
You know what game I did not expect to see on the top 100 bestsellers on Steam right now?
Titanfall.
No, but it's one we have a lot of hours in. We also have not played in a very long time.
Shellshock.
Astroneer.
How many hours do I have in Astroneer?
I have 73 hours in Astroneer.
Yeah, you played that a hell of a lot more than I have. Then I've got 33.
Damn.
I didn't really do single player on Astroneer. I just fucked around with friends.
I've been meaning to go back and visit it and see what's changed. We were like some of the first people to ever play Astroneer.
Yeah, we got it, what, one update in?
If that. It had like just came out in early access.
I think it had one update into its beta when we got it.
And now it's on its full release. And then some.
I'd say it's been on its full release for a minute. I'm scrolling back through the logs of Astroneer to see. Oh, what? Let's go all the way back. Can you look at when you purchased it?
Somewhere there's a way to do that.
Properties? Nah. Oh, it was a hot minute ago. It was released in 2016. Does that mean that was its early access? It would have to be.
It'd have to be. So we probably got it in it released December 2016. We probably got it around then.
December 16th, 2016. We probably got it like December 20th.
Yeah.
I really wish it would show me.
I know. I actually know we got it around then because I remember playing it over fucking Christmas break.
Yeah. Oh, it was so fucked back then.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, tethers were a nightmare.
I remember us trying to do crazy shit too, like fucking tether around the entire planet.
Yeah, but if you placed more than like 20 tethers, the game just said no.
Yeah, the game would fucking not work anymore.
Every single patch update was, we improved tethers. We made tethers more efficient. The code for tethers was decreased by 50%. And they had to do this dozens of times before you could actually functionally use tethers.
Yeah, that's why I kind of want to go back and like play it now and see what all they've added and also see how much better the game itself just runs in general.
Well, there's a story now.
We were still playing when the first little bits of story got added, but not much after that.
Nah, there was fucking. The only quote unquote story that existed was that you could dig to the center of the planet.
I was still
That
I was still playing when they added like the first like monolith fucking weird looking things.
well, I came back and played that update, but I wasn't like actively playing at that time.
I was like the last time I played it was 4 years ago. So I'm sure a lot of shit's changed.
4 years ago, I played 3 years ago, September 6th to 2021.
I played July 30th, 2020. It's the last time I played it.
I mean, I'm sure I've got so many games like that just haven't been played in forever.
I have a ton too that I should go back and revisit, but there's so much good stuff out. It's hard to do. It's hard to make time for all the games.
It is. That's the thing. There's too much to play.
It's like I really want to. I wish I still had like my Xbox controllers and stuff, so I could just fucking boot up the old 360 and go revisit some of my saves, or go play like Halo Reach on the original console it came out on.
I still have all that, and it has been very useful recently trying to get Cassidy into playing games. I'm trying to get her to. She doesn't have to be as much of a quote unquote gamer as I am. I think that's a dumb way of describing it, but she doesn't have to enjoy it as much as I do. But I'd like her to enjoy playing some games so we can play some games together, and that lets me play more games. Win-win, right?
It's like I'm trying to get Cassie to play, and she plays games on PlayStation all the time, but there's starting to be more and more games coming out that aren't available for the PS4. It's only PS5 because she still has a PS4. I'm like, instead of buying a PS5, you could buy a PC and then they could, play games together. She's like, I don't want to have to rebuy all the old ones. I was like, yeah,
don't have to.
I was like, that's fair, but if you get PC, you'd never have to rebuy them rebuy them again because Steam carries over no matter what computer you're on.
Yeah, we also don't have to rebuy it. I've rebought a bunch of games just because I thoroughly enjoyed the game. But you still have the PS4. You don't have to get rid of it.
That is true.
You still have the games.
You can still play him on the PlayStation.
Like, I've bought Portal and Portal 2 twice now. Because they're just one of my favorite games ever. Portal and Portal 2 are absolute masterpieces in every way, shape, and form. If anybody hasn't played them and you enjoy puzzle games, play them right now. Go buy them. I don't care what it costs. They're that good. And Portal 2 is actually what I'm using to try to get her into games. We booted it up on fucking 360 and I've been trying to play through the co-op campaign.
Hell yeah.
she's struggling a little bit to say the least, but that's just because she hasn't really ever played games. So having the controls down to memory isn't something that she has. So if I'm like, oh yeah, just to pick stuff up, you got to hit X. She doesn't remember where X is, so she's got to look down at the controller, got to find it. I'm like, ah, yeah, the good old days, figuring out all your stuff. I remember sitting there on the PS2 playing Medal of Honor Rising Sun with my brother, and it would say press circle. I'm like, where the fuck is circle?
The fuck is
I
a
couldn't
circle?
that too. I couldn't read. When I started playing games, I couldn't read or know what numbers were. And so it was a little difficult. But it brings me back to a simpler time watching her figure it all out and being like, oh yeah, those were the good old days.
It's like watching yourself grow up, but it's just a different person.
Watching in third person.
Third person grow up simulator. Third person growing up simulator.
But I do gotta try to fix my controller. It's got some pretty horrendous downward stick drift on the right stick.
Mm.
And so in a game like Portal, where you have to be pretty deliberate and precise towards the later levels of your movements and where you're shooting portals at, makes it a little hard.
It's like, I still have my 360, my Xbox One. I still have all my old consoles. I don't know what the fuck happened to all my controllers. I can't find any of them. I have one Xbox 360 controller, and that is it.
That's all you need. That's it. You can play. You just can't play with her.
I don't think it works, though, the one I do have. I'm pretty sure it's an old wired one, and, like, part of the... It has the part where you can separate it from USB to whatever fucking plug the like the Xbox original had to plug into, so you could use it for that too. And the fucking USB end of it's just fucking gone, so I can't plug it into the actual console because I don't have an Xbox original.
Your controller's not wireless?
I always use wireless controllers, but I bought a single wired one to use on my computer, because that was back before you could just fucking like Bluetooth or whatever your wireless controllers to your computer. You actually had to have them plugged in, and I wanted an Xbox controller for my computer because that's just what I was used to. So I bought a wired one, like an official Xbox wired one. But it also worked as wired just for if you just plugged it into the fucking 360 over USB, which was nice.
See, I use the Xbox One controllers for my PC. I like the way the Xbox One controller fits in the hand.
Xbox One controller is a good controller, and that's what I did use. I think I ended up fucking breaking all of my Xbox One controllers over the years.
I've got this fancy camo one that my parents bought specially for me when I got my Xbox One for Christmas back in what was that? Probably freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the coolest fucking controller. This is my controller. Nobody's using this. And it's still operating perfectly fine today. Take care of my stuff.
I don't. I get too pissed off. I fucking chuck shit.
I get too pissed off.
I was really bad about that when I was younger. Just fucking chucking the fucking controllers. Surprisingly, even after all that, I still had a couple controllers that were fine. And even those have ended up breaking just over the years. So I really don't think I have any Xbox One controllers left.
My 360 controllers are a little rough. Some of the buttons are sticking, some of the sticks are drifting, just natural wear.
Yeah, that's kind of what ended up happening to most of mine, is just wear over the years, being chucked in backpacks and stuff, taken around, stuff like that. It's just shit started just to wear out, fucking break. But
Ayo, who the fuck's playing Stardew Valley right now?
Me.
It's not you.
It can be.
It's Jacob.
Stardew Valley's a fucking good game too. I've been meaning to launch that up. Cassie's been playing it. I've been meaning to start it back up on here on my computer and play it. Play it again. But
See, I think the thing that's going to spark the video game-ness in Cassidy is going to be a Switch. She had a DS for a while. She's actually just now selling it. And I guess she said she played that like nonstop for a whole year, and then she just stopped playing it. And she wants to get a Switch, and I feel like that's the kind of style of games that she's going to enjoy right now.
what about a Steam Deck?
No. Steam Decks, so Steam Decks are cool. Cade had one, and he brought it out one day, and I was like, is that a fucking Steam Deck? He's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, you are the only person that I've ever known to own one. And he's like, that's fair, because the people that own them don't want to admit that they own them. However, they are, like, really cool, and they actually work really well. But he's like, the Switch is... It's thin, it's everything on it's friendly for all audiences. It's just nice, pleasant thing to have. And so it feels normal to pull out in public, and sit there and play your Switch. No one's gonna look at you weird, but you fucking whip out this chonky ass Steam Deck, and someone's like, "What the fuck is that?" And you tell them, "Oh, it's my Steam Deck." They look at you like you just told them you murder kittens. It's like you just don't pull it out in public. I'm like, yeah, all right, I suppose I can understand.
I was like, I'd only say Steam Deck because then like you can still get your fun little games like that, but then they're in your Steam library. So if she does want to get into like PC gaming and stuff, you already got all your games there ready to go.
Well, there are a lot of games that have been ported to Switch as well. A lot of games that I kind of want on my PC, such as like Hyper Light Drifter. That's on there. But those are going to be the kind of games that she's going to like. Mario Kart, Mario, maybe Animal Crossing. That might be Upper Valley.
It's like
Valley, not Valley.
Cassie's got Animal Crossing on the Switch, and she likes playing it.
The fucking party games, Mario Party. That's just a way to make everybody hate each other, but it's super fun.
It's like, you mean Murder Your Friends Simulator? Except it's not simulated, it's in real life.
You just actually murdering.
You just actually start killing each other.
But her concern is, she's like, it's like $300 for a Switch. And she's saying, well, what if I just do what I did with the DS, and I play it for a year like crazy, and then I just never play it again? I was like, well, look at what you're saying. $300 for a year's worth of enjoyment. That's a pretty good value if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like, people buy $230 per day ski tickets to Vail. That's one day. You get this console forever. Even if you just last you a year, you just gotta buy the games now. So I've been thinking about getting a Switch for us.
We don't use ours very often, which kind of sucks, but that's more because it doesn't fucking work. I don't know what happened, but there's something wrong with like the power supply or something, and the dock will not. It's something with Nintendo. It's like it's got enough power, but it recognizes that this power supply, there's something wrong with it, and it will not fucking go over HDMI and put it on the TV because of that.
Huh.
You have to like fucking finagle it just right to trick it into actually working to put it on the TV. So like Cassie playing it as a handheld by herself works just fine, but if you want to do any of the like like Mario Kart with your friends and shit like that, it is a pain in the ass to get it to fucking work.
See, everybody's always known Nintendo is a very scummy company, but you can't. But the problem is they just release such bangers of games, and so they're allowed to get away with it.
Yeah.
Like pretty much every single Mario game ever, fucking excellent. If you ask Spencer, all of the Legend of Zelda games pretty much ever made, all amazing games. Dude has the Triforce tattooed on his chest. That's how much he enjoys Zelda.
Damn.
Dude, he would nonstop. When Tears of the Kingdom came out, that's all he did. I'd come home from work and this fucker had been sitting there for the last 8 hours. Hasn't got off the couch, just been playing Tears of the Kingdom. And I come back and I'm like, how far did you get since this morning? And he's only made like 1% progress. I'm like, dude.
What is morning? Did. Time does not pass while I am playing this game. The concept of time eludes me.
Pretty much. He had to force himself to like go out and socialize with Cameron and Alex.
Damn.
Otherwise, he would just sit there and play the game 24/7. But I've also kind of wanted to switch for a little while. I just could never really justify it. But
well, sounds like you
switch,
got your reason.
If she also wants to switch, then I can justify it a little better.
Got your justification right there.
Well, what's our time looking like?
Hour and 12.
Well, all right.
Went a little bit over, but that's all right.
I guess we started sooner than I thought. I usually go off my clock, and apparently we started a little before.
Yeah.
I thought we did.
So. Anyways, I think that was a good episode, so...
We'll end her there.
We'll call it there. So, we will see you guys next week. I don't know what we're going to be talking about at all.
We'll
figure
something,
out.
That's for sure.
We'll figure out something to talk about. We always do. So, but anyways, guys, thank you for listening, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Yep. See y'all later.